No one's done more to expose the deep state than me. I'm not going to allow you to be misled.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. When the balls hit the wall, when the S hits the fan, when the bullets hit the ears, and presidential candidates' ears are getting blown off, that's the time you got to lock it in, and you got to know who to listen to. You got to understand the people who've been fraudulent, who've been lying to you, who've been demagoguing Trump, who've maybe like gotten us to this point where he's been assassinated, and the people who've been saying Trump will be assassinated. You got to give credit to those people. Those people have, at the very least, been paying attention to what's been going on. Look at this. Palm Beach, Florida, Trump's house. This is a video that was created and released by the Ayatollah Khomeini in Iran of Donald Trump getting shot from the bushes of his golf course. It's a real video. It's up on the guy's X account right now. In this video, it's not an assassin. It's like an assassin drone, kind of motorized vehicle that does the shooting. And it does it in on behalf of Soleimani. But this is this vehicle goes into Trump's golf course and then goes and kills Trump from the bushes. We know the assassin in Palm Beach had connections abroad, was trying to recruit fighters living in Iran to come fight in Ukraine. So at the very least, there's some type of loose connection here. You have to ask yourself, like, how predictable was all of this? How real is it going to get? And what's going to happen next? Well, for that, you gotta listen to the people who were right about these assassination attempts. You gotta listen to the people. We've been playing you the clips. Alex Jones predicting this, Tucker Carlson predicting this, Tucker Carlson telling Trump to his face, like, dude, they're gonna assassinate you. After the first assassination attempt, Dan Bongino went and testified before Congress and was asked what's going to happen next if there's no changes. And what Dan said is they're going to come for Trump. They're going to try and do this again. They failed this time. They're going to do it again.
Recorded, because when something else happens, and I hope it doesn't, I pray to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that I'm wrong, that you play this and go, look, that guy was crazy. You think this is the last incident, you're out of your mind. We have seen these incidents over and over. We saw the Georgia grenade incident with President Bush. They overtook the magnetometers. The Secret Service leadership in charge now with the exact same people. Exact same. Can you imagine a C-suite at a company that makes widgets? We find out that there's a design defect. The widget explodes and kills 10 people, and the CTO gets a promotion to CEO. You understand that's what happened here, correct? These are the same people. Kim Cheadle, the director, wasn't even fired. She was allowed to resign. She'll go get some cushy job somewhere, and her deputy, who is one of the guys behind these stupid waste of time things like agents wearing red ties on the detail, because this actually happened, by the way. These people will tell you this on the road if you get the right people. He was concerned about the tie color of the agents on the detail because it seemed to imply he supported President Trump. Congressman Biggs wearing a red tie. You're wearing a semi-red tie. It has nothing to do with anything. This is the kind of stuff the Secret Service was actually wasting their time with while withholding CSU counter surveillance assets and counter sniper assets from probably the most threatened man on earth. If you can explain it, good luck, because that's not the agency I worked for.
So Dan Bongino worked for the Secret Service, which obviously makes his testimony that much more powerful. Dan Bongino saying, hey, listen, it's going to happen again. Dan Bongino today making a chilling remark saying they're not going to allow Trump to assume the office of the president. Something has to be done now. Trump will win, and Trump won't make it to Inauguration Day. Watch.
Close. If this continues, he's not going to make it to Inauguration Day, even if he wins. You hear what I just said? There's something that has to happen today. Congressman Chip Roy, Congressman Crane, Congressman Biggs, Congressman Mills. Those are the guys who seem to really, really care about what happened. We did that hearing up there. Forgive me if I'm leaving anyone out. I'm asking you guys, because you seem to be the ones intensely concerned with keeping the president and potentially next president alive. There's something you need to get started on right now. Right now, meaning 10 minutes ago. If someone doesn't pass legislation reforming 18 U.S.C. 3056, Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 3056, that gives the Secret Service its power. If someone doesn't pass legislation today reforming that and removing their investigative function, I'm sorry, but you guys are behind the eight ball.
Dan Bongino is saying that Donald Trump will not be allowed to assume the office of the presidency. He'll get elected, but he won't be allowed to become president based on his own Secret Service. His Secret Service will create a scenario in which Donald Trump doesn't make it. Let me tell you, as somebody who's done my best and our best on this team to investigate what happened in Butler and to really bang the drum over what happened in Palm Beach, none of it makes sense from a security standpoint. There's no reason Donald Trump should have been allowed. The Secret Service can disallow things, right? Donald Trump's not allowed to get in a rocket ship and fly to space. The Secret Service can say, no, you're not allowed to go. You know, we're going to protect you. We're going to make sure there's nobody who's been hiding in the bushes for 12 hours before you go out on the rain on the golf course today. Secret Service has, what I believe, criminally engaged in malfeasance in protecting President Trump, because there's no explanation for what happened in Butler. But there was no one up on that rooftop. Who made that call? That's actually against the books. That's against their own rules. People need to be criminally charged with negligence. You know, you leave a dog in a hot car, you get charged. Because it doesn't matter if you're an evil person, that you harmed someone innocent. Corey Comprador is dead. Who's going to be held responsible for this? Dan Bongino with a chilling warning. Dan Bongino asking about some of the security measures that were broken during the Trump visit to the golf course that would have easily led to them catching the would-be assassin. Again, with extra weight, because Dan Bongino's Secret Service agent, right? Former Secret Service agent. Go.
I'm going to ask you again. We got the most threatened man on earth, Donald Trump. It's not even close. I'm going to ask some questions now, some uncomfortable ones. Where were the counter sniper assets? If they were there, what were they doing? Remember the whistleblower memo from Counter Sniper? The Counter Sniper guy? Well, I know who he is. He's a good man. Saying, we don't have enough guys to cover this. You're going to get someone hurt. Sorry, I don't want to miss this. Folks, where were the counter sniper assets to take out a sniper who, again, infiltrated the mid to outer perimeter? Where? Folks, from what we know of early reporting, this guy did not have a ghillie suit on. Do you know what a ghillie suit is? A ghillie suit is a camouflage disguise, which is nearly impossible to pick out. If this subject was sitting in the woodline with a ghillie suit and hadn't poked out the barrel of his rifle, we may be having a different conversation today. Folks, you can get a ghillie suit probably on Amazon or somewhere else, I would guess for a couple $100, maybe less. You think the Iranians aren't thinking of this right now? Where were the counter sniper assets? Were they not given enough? Where were the counter surveillance teams? The counter surveillance teams, these units prowl around the perimeter. Their sole purpose is to find cars that don't belong. Where did this guy park? How did he walk in with a rifle to the fence line? How did nobody see him? How come there were no post standers at each hole? Where was the CSU team? Is anyone in the media going to stop with the victory laps and ask questions? That's your freaking job. If it was President Biden, God forbid, you'd be interviewing this guy's kindergarten teacher right now. Oh, there, look, a ghillie suit right there. How much is it, guys? This is real. They just found this in the seconds. Here's a ghillie suit for adult XL, $25. On sale, folks.
Imagine him in a ghillie suit. Would have been smarter. President Trump be dead right now. How did they not see him? Can we stop with the bullshit victory laps, please? How does Ron Rowe still have a job? Where were the CSU teams? Where were the optics, the surveillance optics? Now, granted, it was not, was it like 90 plus yesterday in Florida? Thermal imagery may not be helpful in a really hot day, but I'd rather have it than not. Where were the thermals? Where was the forward-looking infrared? Where was the drone surveillance? How did you miss this guy? Thermals or IR should have caught this guy sticking out like that. You're telling me again, for the second time, protective intelligence teams that basically are roaming around, counter surveillance teams, counter sniper teams, drone assets, and nobody detected this guy again? He had time to set up, clip a couple ceramic ballistic plates to a fence, set up a GoPro, and sit on the president's position? Where's the helicopter surveillance? Oh, Dan, they don't use that. Actually, we do. It's got its own code name, which I'll leave out. How come President Trump doesn't have it? All the time. The helicopter with a FLIR would have picked this guy out like that. How come they didn't? The answer is because the asset wasn't there. That's why.
And, you know, apparently members of Congress were listening to Bongino there demanding that Eli Crane do something about this. Eli Crane was on our program earlier today saying there's a mole in the Secret Service. This clip has gone thermonuclear. Congressman and former Navy SEAL concludes evidence suggests the Secret Service mole after second assassination attempt. Watch the Watchers. There's a very real possibility there's a mole in the Secret Service. It's horrifying. It's a terrifying moment we live in. Ooh, please, Eric Prince, take over Donald Trump's private security and do it now. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Pray for President Trump. See ya.